usefulness. I'm go back to the Windmill, of course. And this is boss, but with a single S. Okay, so I've seen a lot of advice about how to get yourself noticed into the music scene and how to, get more people to notice your band and do your social media and do your marketing and all that stuff. And everyone says you have to realize that you are your own brand. And I don't think any band has pulled that off better than Brand of Sacrifice. Because they literally admit to being a brand in their name. And at the same time, they tell you what they're about. And it's not pretty. Which is very metal. This is Brand of Sacrifice. Exodus. That was a very eloquent but unnecessary introduction. Eloquent but unnecessary is what we do here. Yes. Are you ready? No. This was a request from that machine.
You will not survive.
Oh, the weight!
This terror's low!
I'm drawing a blank. It stopped my brain.
That was so good.
You still have your reflexes in check, that's good. I think what's most impressive about this is that the chorus had like a classic metalcore vibe, like that hook in it, and it was integrated so well in a song that's just so much on the extreme end. That's the most admirable feature to me, how they were able to make those two work together. And I think it's part of what makes the song so great, because if there's one thing that ends up bothering me about this sort of really brutal bands, Signs of the Swarm would be an example of this, is that it gets overbearing way too fast because it's the same thing over and over and over. And it's not that it's too much. I don't mind too much. I want too much. But I also want something else. Mm-hmm. So like if you can pile so much brutality over my head that it's gonna get snapped clean off and splattered over the walls, I don't have a problem with that. But the thing is, if you do it once, my brains are already splattered over the walls. All you can do later is mop them. So, repetitive brutality without anything else to counterbalance it doesn't really work. So basically you just said that this chorus is a mop. Well, it's a mop and the bucket and the reassembly and the crack open skull and the replace and the crack close skull and the repeat. So yeah, that's actually what it feels like basically. Brand of Sacrifice, like break your brain and repeat it 3 times over in this song.
Yes, and every time you like it because every time it starts with a fresh brain.
Yes. And that segues me into what I think is the best thing about this song. This is probably the first time on the Windmill that this has happened to me. Well, maybe not the first time. Maybe I've also had this with a few Lorna Shore songs, but to have a song that's this brutal and yet to be more sucked in to the details of the writing than the brutality is something that happens to me very rarely. Yeah. Because it was just so well balanced, so well put together. The transitions were so unpredictable and so ludicrous, but at the same time so seamless and connected, like the whole thing was a mechanism that functioned together. And then the guy's vocals, it's like, yes, they smell, they're brutal. Oh, I love them. But the amount of variety and technique that he has in like up-pitching and down-pitching and squealifying and unsquealifying the textures of his vocals is so spot on and so well trained that it's just amazing. It's an art. Beautiful. Kyle of Sacrifice is a beautiful man. Yes. You know what, some more details I noticed too that were really cool. The dry sound on the guitars. You said Signs of the Swarm, but I think it's more than Signs of the Swarm. I think it's more like Humanity's Last Breath level. Like, these are the only 2 bands that I know that have such a heavy, distorted, dry sound. And one more thing that's in common with Humanity's Last Breath is like the squeals and the, like, highly distorted pinch harmonics. I don't even know what those effects are.
Probably, yes, but I think the main difference is Humanity's Last Breath is made to feel uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And clunky and off in a way. And this is right the opposite. This gets clunky, it gets uncomfortable, and then resolves that into something beautiful.
The best example of that is how they exited the breakdown, because after the breakdown I was like, now the song is done. And then I noticed that it's building up and it's not done. And I'm thinking, there is no way you can make me want more. But that build up was so well segued into the next bit that it's like, okay, hit me. Yes. I need another brain break.
Yes. Oh my god, this was so good. I'm so glad we checked this out.
Yeah.
I like Kyle of Sacrifice's Brand of Sacrifice.
Yes. And his dreads. He has his dreads, yes.
So if you enjoyed this reaction, we greatly appreciate the likes and shares, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe with bells on.
I was gonna say, he's dreadful. Thank you very much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed your stay, and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill very soon. I agree.
Of course, yeah.